Hey guys, welcome back to Awakening by Truth. I know it has been a minute since I posted, just had a lot trying to, going on, trying to navigate a lot of things, life. But when I fall off, just get right back to it and try my best to stay on track. Definitely not going to give up. So even if every now and then I go a week or two without posting, I will always do my best to get back on track. So for today's episode, something I really wanted to talk about is I actually learned this from a really spiritual book I read. If any of you have heard of it, it's called The Four Agreements, and it is something, and I'm human, I'm not perfect. It's something that I want to live my life following and live my life by, but struggling to fully get there. But that is my goal, is to just try to get humble myself in any way I can. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about like what the four agreements are, and what it means and what it means for me. So the first one is be impeccable with your word, and I think that is a really important one. So that's the first agreement, because your word is who you are. And I can think back, like, I'm learning and I'm growing as time goes on, but I remember like not really being good with like keeping my word in the past, like making false promises I couldn't keep. And that is something like today's day and age I try my best not to do. Of course we're human. Sometimes we might make promises or make plans and things might come up, right? Like you're sick or an emergency happens. Like those things are understandable. Life's gonna life. Sometimes things are gonna come up and sometimes you're gonna have to cancel plans, and that is okay. But it's just like when you're making false promises all the time that you can't keep, or telling lies, like especially telling lies, like that is not, keeping your word. And I just think that your word is something important, because it shows people if they can rely on you or not, or if they can trust you or not. So I just think it's like super, super important. So, even though I struggled with that in the past, that's something I've been trying my best, to always work on now, and always keep my word and stay true to what I say. If I say I'm going to do something, try my best to do it. Like, am I perfect? No, there's going to be times where I may struggle, but I always try my best to keep my word and be impeccable with my word. And then the second one is don't take things personally. This one is still a hard one for me today. I very much try to work on it, because even if it's somebody who's like a really mean person and they say something really terrible to you, like as hard as it can be, we have to try our best not to take it personally, and just remember that hurt people. And we're all wired differently. We all come from different backgrounds and lives and different traumas. So like, we just have to try to remember that. And if somebody says something we don't like, or something we don't agree with, you just have to try our best, like not to get offended by it or take it personally. I can use an example, like at my job, I run groups, right? And I always try to do groups that I think people will like, and stuff that I like, that I try to share with others, or stuff that helps me along my journey. But not everybody's always gonna like the same things as you. Like, say I do a music therapy group, not everybody likes music. That's just some reality I have to face. Like, most people do love music, but there is some that don't. Or if I'm doing like a coloring activity, some people don't like coloring. And there's been people who've made comments before, like they didn't like what we're doing, but like I have to remember not to take that personally. Like, we all are gonna like different things, and it's okay if not every single person likes what you're doing or likes your group. Like, not everybody's gonna like you in life, and that's something I had to learn, because I always wanted others to like me, and I still struggle with that now. Like, but it's something I'm really trying to be mindful and work on, and like not get upset if somebody doesn't like something I do or suggest, because everybody's different. So I really try my best to like remember that, and not take everything personally. And I know that is a hard one for many of us, but just something to be mindful of. And then the third one, and this is one I definitely struggle with too at times, is don't make assumptions. And I definitely do that a lot. Like, sometimes when somebody might say something, like we could easily get offended by it, take it personally, and we can make an assumption, like thinking that they meant something that they didn't at all. Like, our brains can like make up these scenarios in our head when a certain situation happens, or when a certain response happens. Like, oh, for example, like somebody responds a certain way and you're like, okay, you assume that they're mad at you or they're talking behind your back and like making all these assumptions in your head and driving yourself crazy, and really has nothing at all to do with you. Like we tend as humans to make things about us all the time. Like, oh, it's all about me. Oh, they're talking about me. And it's like, you have to remind yourself, this isn't the me show. Like that person, it has nothing to do with me, you know? So that can be a hard one. Or just like, I'm an overanalyzer, so I'm definitely somebody who will like make assumptions or sometimes like read into things too much, and it's not at all what I was thinking, you know? So that's just something to be like mindful of and try to work on. And then the last agreement is always do your best, right? Like that's all we can do is try our best, and that is just trying your best in any given situation or scenario. Just always trying to do your best, work your hardest, and just remember that sometimes you have to fail before you'll succeed. Like there's people who are big and doing big things in this world, and they failed so many times before they finally succeeded in one. Sometimes 10 times, you know. You fall, you pick yourself right back up. Like we're not just gonna learn things like all instantly right away. Like we all want instant gratification, but certain things come in time, and you have to fail a couple times before you finally get it, you know? Sometimes it takes our brain time to learn certain things, but you can do anything you set your mind to. And that's what I try to remind myself, because trust me, there's been so many times in life, like that's something I try my best not to do now, where I've like started something and not finished it, you know, given up easily, or this isn't for me, you know, because I'm impatient, right? And it's not happening as fast as I think it should, and then you give up. And so I try my best like not to do that now. Like when I start something, finish it, because you feel so much better when you do that, you know, rather than just like giving up or putting in the towel so quickly. So just always do your best, and that is all anybody could ever ask for, is you really genuinely trying your best. And yeah, that's the 4 agreements. And I'm telling you guys, it's an amazing book. I've learned a lot from it. The person who writes it has other really good books: The 5th Agreement, The Mastery of Self, The Mastery of Love. I've purchased quite a lot of the books. There's this new book, what's the new one called? The Circle of Fire or something. It's something like that, but it's one of his new books. I haven't finished yet. I need to finish reading. But the writer, I think his name is Don Miguel Ruiz, and he's got a lot of good spiritual books, and I've learned a lot from it. It kind of talks about like how as humans we punish ourselves for years and years and years and years for like this just one little mistake. Like we're our own worst critics, and it just talks a lot about that, and how like a lot of things we do and traumas are all stemmed from childhood. And it's just like a really deep book, and it just makes a lot of sense about how we are and how we react as humans. And so yeah, if you haven't read it, I highly, highly recommend. Very good book. Learned a lot of knowledge from it. And hopefully these are, you know, those are 4 agreements that you can try to live your life by, and things you could be mindful of and, you know, try to work on. That's what I'm trying to do now. But just wanted to talk about that for a little bit. And thank you to all my supporters who come on here time and time again and keep listening and keep supporting. I very much appreciate that. Like I said, if anybody, this podcast is all about support and helping one another. So like if anybody needs anything at all, or just somebody to talk to, reach out to my podcast Instagram. That's catx0x6. Reach out. I'm here to help and support in any way I can. And I will talk to you guys next week.